Hey guys, I hope you're well. I want to make a real quick video showing the UNUNs that I use, my multi-tap UNUNs and my 80 meter end fed wire that I started out calling a wonder wire, and then a good subscriber with great wisdom relabeled it the blunder wire. Man, you boobing is fun, man. So these are currently the only two UNUNs I have. I gave my higher powered one to my brother Art, who's also a ham. This one is a double core FT 140-43, 43 setup. The little one, Little Schmo. Little Schmo hasn't made an appearance here at the old landfill in a long time. That is a single core FT 125-43 toroid. I buy all my toroids from Amidon, Amidon Associates. They are a far better finish than, in my opinion, than those from Fairlight or other suppliers. They're beautiful toroids. I've never had a problem buying from Amidon Associates. They sell all kinds of toroids and binocular cores and the like. Okay, enough babble. I'm going to zoom in on the UNUN on the right. One moment. Okay, and this video is for two people, Jay and Paul. One of them asked about the UNUN that I used and whether I use any kind of choke on the feed line, and the answer is no. All of this is in my playlist. I've covered everything I'm about to say here and then a whole lot more in my end-fed videos that you'll find on my playlist, okay? But half you guys weren't around when I posted those videos, you know? And so that's the UNUN that I use. It's a multi-tap UNUN, and it provides, I'm going to pause you and hold an envelope up before your eyes hang. Today's note scrap garbage kindly provided by the Republican Party. I've been invited to be a state elector, one of the people that you entrust to actually vote for the person you voted for. And no, you don't want me to do that, man. I'm too conservative for your life. I have no interest. Anyway, here are the Z ratios of my multi-tap UNUN, okay? Little Schmo on the left was a 3-turn primary. The one that we're looking at now is a 2-turn primary winding, and there's a reason for that, which I've covered in another video, okay? But my multi-tap UNUN provides these impedance ratios. I have 8 taps on the one that's being covered up right now, okay? So you can see what the impedance ratios of those taps are. Pause your video if you'd like to look at it closer, because I want to move along. Hang on. I feel weird, man. I've never moved it along in a video of mine. It's new territory, man, for me, so bear with me. This multi-tap UNUN, like I said, has 8 taps. It's wound using Teflon insulated hookup wire, or not hookup wire, but Teflon insulated wire that it's solid conductor that I just saved from some junk somewhere, and it works gloriously. The capacitor is a silver mica, 120 picofarads. Hang on, I'm going to pause you, and let's look at Little Schmo. So Little Schmo, like I said, is wound on an FT 125-43 core. And to give you some idea of I'm losing my invite from the Republican Party. To give you some idea of scale, that core is about as wide as my 2 middle fingers, okay? it's wound using also junk wire. This has a 3-turn primary, and the windings consist of ordinary hookup wire. The cap is 120 picofarads. This is a UNUN that I wound for doing power experimentation. I was doing a lot of power experiment. I was getting ready to do my power experimentation until Uncle Sam chopped me off at the knees. I can't transmit on the air. And the only way I could do alternate power testing would be to have a load resistor, a non-inductive load resistor, to connect it at each of those tap values, right? So dang, man. Anyway, moving along, that little core there, I've covered all the power handling capabilities of, I've mentioned it many times in past videos. Okay, I'm going to pause you because one fellow asked about the toroid, or the UNUN, and the other fellow asked about the wire, how high it was, what shape it was, that type of thing. And I'll tell you when we get outside. Pause you. Man, I almost wasn't able to get Baby Boy to come out here with me. Yeah, he's getting over his abandonment issues quite nicely. Half the time he won't. I tried to get him to come out here, and he's like, screw that, it's sloppy out there, man. Lucy. Makes me think of Robbie, EI2IP, every time. The Michigan cacti. Okay. Sorry, man. So, you saw that white wire coming in through the window with the alligator clip on it? That's the end of my unfed. And I don't know what you can see, but it's right there. It comes up by the eave trough. See if we can zoom you in without pausing you, because I don't want to say I pause you. So the THHN goes up, and I just made a knot at the insulator. And I'm going to pause you this time, zoom back out. Hang on. Okay, guys. Now that's the wire. It's hard to see my screen out here in the glare. But what it does is that's at eave trough level on our single-story house, probably 10 feet high at the most. Probably 10, 11 feet. It kind of droops down. It droops way down. And it goes up to that tree branch way out there, okay? And now the shape has changed. I'm going to try to follow it. Let me find it. It used to droop, not down as much, because we're just coming out of winter. Branches break off and whatnot. But it used to droop down a little bit, and it used to go way up to a high branch and then drop straight down about 20 feet, okay? That was its old shape. Almost like an upside down and backwards Nike swoosh. All right? The wire had a bit of a parabolic shape just because I didn't pull it that tight. Up in the tree where the wire goes over the branch, it's insulated THHN 14 gauge. And I didn't bother the insulator. It just straight over the branch and down. I did have an insulator at the end, and tied it to a rope, and the rope tied to the fence post, okay? Now, what happened was the branch that it went over to drop straight down, it broke off. I came out here one morning, and the wire was laying on the ground. And so what I did was I pulled it down until this was taut again, and I had so much wire on my hands. What I did was I just tied a longer rope to the insulator, and instead of the wire going over the branch and dropping straight down, it now goes over a branch about halfway up, and it heads straight over and gets tied to the peak of the shed. Okay? So what do you have here? You have an arcing upward wire to about the 30-foot level. and then it goes at right angles. It's hard for you to see that, but it loops up and then it turns at right angles, and the remainder of the end fed heads toward the shed there. Okay? So that's kind of the unconventional convoluted shape of my end fed. That's my baby boy. He's getting huge and scary because his dad, hang on, man. This can't be edited. What else did I want to say? Hang on, let me pause you and think a second. Oh, yeah. So when that wire dropped straight down, I had the thing tuned to a resonant frequency using my multi-tap UNUN now. It's a system, kind of. I can't speak for an end fed using a fixed impedance ratio UNUN, right? I can only speak for my multi-taps. But I had it tuned to 3.600 megahertz. And then the branch broke, and then I reconfigured it, and I connected it to my SWR analyzer, and I was surprised. The resonant frequency changed by like 20 kilohertz, you know? So that's my end fed setup, man. It's been surprisingly effective. It's been very effective, and I'm going to step carefully and look at my feet instead of the camera. Wow, there we go. There we go. Those are going to fall no more. I had to put a little bit of Flint Street dialect in there. That's my end fed, man. That's how it goes. Yep, that's how it goes, and it's been amazingly effective. That video I posted on the end fed versus the dipole regarding noise on 40 meters, that was the end fed, and the dipoles are up in those pines. They're inverted V dipoles. Sometimes the end fed is much noisier than the dipoles. Sometimes the dipoles are much noisier than the end feds. In my opinion, when it comes to end fed noise, the signal level is way higher on my end feds. And I have a hunch that that's why people feel that the end feds are so noisy, because they're just louder antennas. To make a fair comparison, when you switch to the end fed, kick in 20 dB kick in like 12 dB of attenuation. That's what it takes on my system to make them equal. When I do that, the end fed is usually no noisier than the dipoles, and sometimes much, much quieter. Okay? Sorry for the goofy ass camera work. I forgot to make my screen brightness bright before coming outside. Whoops. I hope you're well. Have fun on the bands. Start at the top and work your way down, damn it. Start on 6 meters. Don't hear anything? Of course not. Call CQ. If nobody calls CQ, the bands will never come alive, will they? Someone's got to call CQ. Come on, man. Start at the top and work your way down. Rig won't do 6. Great. Start at 10. Go to 28.400 and call CQ a half dozen or a dozen times. No response? Great. Got the work bands? Try 17 or 12. 12. You like CW? Try 17. Like sideband? Try 17. Nothing happening? Dang it, Bobby. Try 15 meters. 73.